Hello people, in this dumb video I'll explain all the stuff that you need to do in order to make custom cassettes for your favorite album or your own music. This is a beginner's guide, so if you're a little more well versed in the tech scene, just put this video on 2 times speed and just try to follow along. There's a list of things and software that you'll need to do it, so I will tell you them. In terms of hardware, you will need a cassette recorder / player, a 3.5mm jack cable or line in, a device with a headphone jack / dongle, a printer, some paper for that printer, preferably less flimsy paper, cassette tapes, obviously, and a computer. That computer might not be necessary. I'm using an iPad for this example, but you can feel free to use whatever. In terms of software, I recommend Photopea, a nice, free, and online photo editor that has all the features in Photoshop, and thus I am a master at using it. Alternative photo editors would be Pixlr, GIMP, Paint.net, and obviously Photoshop. And in terms of an audio editor, which you might need, either Audacity or BandLab will work. Maybe GarageBand, but I'm not sure about that one. All these apps are free, except for the Windows App Store version of Paint.net and Photoshop, but there's some ways around that one, but just be careful not to be sent to prison. The final not free one is Microsoft Word. It's the best program I found for getting exact printing measurements to make sure that it comes out the right way. Let's get started, I guess. Step 1. Getting the music! For this, you can use a streaming service like Apple Music, Spotify, or YouTube. Or you could use the files of an album that you already have downloaded. If you have files, higher quality audio like .FLAC or .WAV files would be appreciated. For this one, I'll use the files that I have for my albums, The Junkie Bee and This Album Stinks. But I'm not here to self-promote my short-saying songs. Step 2. Combining the music. This step might be unnecessary, but in some cases like mine, it will help. If you're using a YouTube playlist or a streaming services album, this step won't affect you. Just make sure to disable shuffle and turn off ads. If you're using a web browser, install an ad blocker. There's no way to disable them, but if you're using files, they won't immediately play after each other, and you'll have to manually play each one. And this step just makes that not happen. For example, I will use BandLab. You can just take all the files you have and put them in order and export it. But which quality do I select? Might be asking. To put it in simple terms, if you have .mp3 files, click the 320 kilobits option. If you have .wav, .flac, or any other high quality file type, click the 16-bit one. And now you have your audio ready to record. And speaking of record, step 3, record that tape! Now this is one of the more complicated steps. In my case, I have a Sony boombox that I got for Christmas, along with cassette tapes. The cassette tapes that I use are Maxwell 90-minute ones. They have 45 minutes on each side. Make sure that the length of your audio is equal to or less than the length of the cassette, because if it isn't, you're screwed! You can use any side you want for this. You can use any cassette recorder / player, but that's just what I have. Now, sound quality can always differ, depending on the device you have the audio on. My iPad and iPod produced good results. Did it with my Google Pixel 4a, but my desktop produced very not high quality results. It just depends if you want high quality audio or low quality audio. Plug your device into your player, and before you immediately stop recording, it's always a good idea to check what it sounds like. For my boombox, you have to click the audio in button, and it will start playing what it hears. You might have to turn the audio up or down on the device that you're recording from, not what you're recording with. But try to get it right where you think it's good. Make sure that the right protection tabs aren't broken, and now we're at the final steps. Make sure that the tape's metallic strip where it stores the audio is in the center of the tape, and close the door. Then, press the record button, and real quickly, start playing your audio. This process will take anywhere from a few seconds to an hour, depending on the length of your audio. This isn't like burning a CD, which I'll have to make a video on, where it takes a few minutes. No, this is real time. Then once it's done playing, press the stop button, and it will stop recording. Now you can play it back over and over again. If you recorded all that you need, you can break the plastic write protection tabs to prevent an idiot from accidentally recording over your hard work. If you accidentally break them off, place a piece of tape over it. Your player will not be able to tell the difference. Now that your cassette is done, it's time to head over to your device of choice and make the art for it. Step 4. It needs pictures! There are 2 paths you can go down. The first one is the easy one. See if any cool person has scanned the artwork for the cassette that you want to make. This only works if it's someone else's music, or is an album that's already been released on cassette. If you've already done this, you can skip to this timestamp. I have no idea when it is, since I'm just writing the script at this stage, but future you will know. The second is the hard one. make the artwork for it yourself. That's a hard ask, but what's the fun of having a cassette if there isn't any nicely done artwork for it? There are another two options. Draw it on paper, which is good for your own music, but if stuff already has an album cover already, or if it's not your own, you have to use an image editor to make it. Here's some examples I made for you. One I made for my case, and the other is just a fun little template of some sort that I made. So, let's get started. For me, my stuff uses a resolution of 1050 by 1136. It fits my cassettes well, and it may fit yours too if you're using the same as mine. Here's the footage of me making the template I was talking about. You could do something like this with the album info on the back, track list on the front, and the name of the album on the side, or you could flip it around, but the possibilities are endless. If you're putting 2 or more albums on the same cassette, it would help to come up with what I like to call a dual layer design, which is just the same thing, but split in half. If you have access to the original files for the album artwork, you can feel free to modify it however you want to fit the cassette format. I won't give you a tutorial on how to use all of these apps, you'll just have to learn it yourself. The final part of this is that now you have to print it and put it into the cassette case. I have an Epson Eco Ink printer that works pretty well. Take the cover that you just edited, and this might not be necessary, but it helps me, and put it into a blank, or not, printing multiple things at once saves paper, Word document. The dimensions of it are that, lengthwise, it's around 4 inches, so make it around that length using a built-in ruler. I usually print multiple copies of it because I know myself, and one of my favorite activities is to mess up. Now that it's printed, cut it out. My method of doing it probably isn't the best. Putting lines that tell you where to fold it would be better. This is how I do it with ones without lines. Take the insert that usually comes with the cassettes and start folding the artwork around that. Once you're done doing that, you have the final 2 options for this step. If you use cardstock or another not flimsy type of paper, you can chuck the original insert into the trash. If you didn't, like me, you can still put it in, but you'll have to keep the original insert under it for stability. And if it doesn't come with an insert, well, good luck! Step 5, how to play another nice stuff. Now that you made it, you are legally obligated to play it. You have to, obviously, put it back in the cassette player, but then this time you have to press the play button. Wow, what a revelation. If your player doesn't have speakers built in, you'll have to find an external pair and plug it in. If you want to make lots of these, try to find a cassette storage spot or something like that. Of course, you can always stack them on the shelf, but if you're stacking them vertically, it can get messy pretty dang fast. The end. Thanks for watching this video. It took me the most effort for me to make this out of all my crappy videos and hours of writing, filming, and editing, and script writing, and recording, and oh my god, I'm going insane. So have a good day, and I may or may not see you again. Bye now.